Hello, everyone. This is Priya from TrialX. And as I was just mentioning, this is our monthly webinar series where we explore how we can leverage mobile technology to collect data for research studies. Some logistics about the webinar. Please look at your video setting, the square box on the bottom right. Set it up to have its highest quality. This will ensure best video and audio experience throughout the webinar. Also, you can add your questions right beside the video screen on the chat window. If you're watching this video on our webinar link, we will be addressing all your questions towards the end of this webinar. A little bit about us, TrialX. As a company, what is TrialX and how does it fit into what TrialX has been doing in the last decade and more? We are a clinical research and space health technology company headquartered in New York City. We started to connect patients to research and have been building technologies, starting from matching patients to clinical trials on Earth and beyond. Our flagship product is iConnect, a clinical trial recruitment management system that is being used at leading universities like University of Pennsylvania, Indiana University, New York University, etc. For patient recruitment. In fact, iConnect supports a major NIH-funded long COVID recover study. This major COVID study aims to recruit 48,000 patients at 200 sites. We also have clinical trial finders, and our other major product, which is also the focus of today's webinar, is a do-it-yourself, no-code study app making and data collection platform called Expand. Expand was selected by the Translational Research Institute for Space Health to make a first-of-its-kind database designed to collect research data, flight, and relevant clinical data from commercial spaceflight missions. And the database was launched with the first commercial mission, Inspiration 4, and has since collected data from 4 space missions and is gearing up for its next. So it has been a very exciting journey for us since 2008, pushing the envelope of research. Speakers today, I am Priya Menon, Vice President TrialX, and I'll be working closely with you to get your apps up and running. With me is Mir Suhail, Engineer and Product Lead of Expand. Mir will be walking you through the Expand platform and how you can make your app on it. A quick outline of what we'll be covering in the webinar today. We will walk through some of the apps that have leveraged Expand technology to collect data. Then we will have a demo as to how you can do this for your studies and open up for some Q&A. So as I was mentioning a little earlier, Expand is a decentralized health research data platform. Research and study teams can leverage Expand technology for pre-screening, data collection, eConsent, sending notifications, scheduling visits, etc. It's very simple to make an app on the Expand platform, and you will see that when Suhail does his demo. So we have been working on research apps. We launched our own walking study app called America Walks Study App. And this was the first cross-platform app. It tracked how people in America were walking. We presented the results of the study at the American Medical Information Association conference. America Walks used Apple's Research Kit and TrialX's own Android port Research Droid. We have since used these libraries in other apps. We have worked with Columbia University on 2 of its apps, the Fendo app that collected data on endometriosis. In fact, it is still collecting data. And the Mighty app, which dealt with men's health. Mighty app had a survey which had almost 100 questions in it. The other app that we initially started working on was the Get Outside app that tracked physical activity after breast cancer surgery for the Medical College of Wisconsin, and so on. So we will now take a detailed look into some of the apps that have been made on Expand. We hope to cover an app made for Northwestern University, one for NYU, a Lyme symptom tracker that we made in association with Global Lyme Alliance, and the seizure prediction diary by Albert Einstein College of Medicine. So first we take a look at the Zing Pain app for Northwestern University. The study team from Northwestern wanted to track neuropathic pain in patients who have undergone targeted muscle reinnervation. So now there were no good tools available to track pain, and the existing ones provided only intermittent tracking. So this was the problem that they were facing. So the Northwestern team came up with the Zinc Pain app with surveys which could be made on Expand platform. Users could fill these surveys up, and it also allowed tracking of pain and medication use. They could also the research team could also track how these patients are weaned off their pain killers and pain medications as they enrolled in this study. Users were asked to fill in weekly surveys regarding their pain and also log medications they were taking. In addition, the app also had active tasks. Now, active tasks are a set of tasks that are available on ResearchKit and ResearchDroid, which actually allows you to test cognition, motion, movement, etc. You will see this in detail when Sir Suhail does his demo. This app had active tasks that kept track of activity as well as engaged. It can also be used as an engagement tool on the app. The app was conceptualized and released in 2020. It is live and is currently into its third year of collecting data. The Northwestern team has presented posters and have published their data collected from this app. So like all apps, there are challenges and of course some advantages as well. This app collected data remotely during the pandemic. So there was no disruption of the study in any way. Data could be easily downloaded from the website by the researchers, and this could be analyzed. Real-time monitoring of users was possible. And the challenge, for all mobile apps, was retention. Then again, all users had to own a smartphone to be eligible to participate. And not only own it, they had to be familiar with using it. And so these were some of the hurdles that the research team faced. But the research team came up with increasing frequency of notification and other strategies to keep the users engaged. So it was a very interesting app. It's still collecting data, and they're publishing results as well. Next, we take a look at NYU's Predict app. Now, this app is very interesting in that it was verifying whether science-based personalized health style tips could help with preventing metabolic or lifestyle diseases like diabetes, obesity, or cardiovascular conditions. And the app tracked sleep, steps via sensors and wearables, and users received health information in the form of videos, text messages, notifications on the mobile app. A news compiler site, namely feedly.com, was integrated into the reference section of the app and served as an intervention. The study has completed data collection as of now, and they're actually working with the Expand team and planning to publish some of this data. This app was a very good experience for the TrialX Expand team as well as for the NYU team, because they came back to us and they said they were able to reach the underrepresented populations and integrate them into the digital research. And as a result, there was a larger pool that they could recruit from. The app used active tasks and reference section as a form of engagement tool, to combat the lower retention issues that most of these apps face. So this was definitely unique advantages that the team identified. The challenges, again, as I was just mentioning, it's the same. A Northwestern and NYU team faced the same challenges of having to retain users, engaging on them on the app for a longer duration. Retention, we have noticed that retention has been an ongoing challenge for increased periods of time, and we are working with research teams to find innovative ways to keep people on the app. Our next case study is on the Lyme Symptom Tracker app, which was made in association with the Global Lyme Alliance. This app was launched in 2019 at the White House. It was as part of a HHS health sprint, and we work with Global Lyme Alliance for this. The app is currently live and has more than 4,500 users on it. The app was this app is a slightly different one from the study apps because it's a tracker app made for the Lyme community. Lyme disease has so many varied symptoms that it's difficult to keep track. And this is what the app aims to achieve. to help users keep track of the symptoms and thereby manage their conditions better. It's an anonymous app. Anybody can use this app. If you have a Lyme disease, you can just go to the stores and download it and start using the app. And none of your personal details are collected on the app at all. Users can track their location, their steps via wearables and phone sensors, log their daily symptoms, perform active tasks to track cognition and basic motor skills. Another interesting feature of this app is that the clinical trial finder is integrated into this app. Users can search for Lyme disease trials near their location and even contact the research team through this mobile app. The app has been extensively used by the Lyme community. It's very easy. I think the ease of use has been what has got people onto this app. And the data has been shared with the doctors, being able to download their data and share it with the doctors and help manage their condition better has really been, app has been instrumental in that. Global Lyme Alliance is now collecting this data and actually is planning to use it to help the Lyme community publish some papers, do some research, and help the Lyme disease community. Again, user retention has been, it's a blanket issue that all apps, all study teams face. But again, as new retention strategies have to be adopted to keep them on the app. The next study that we're going to look at is been made for the Albert Einstein College of Medicine. This is an app called the Seizure Prediction Diary. It records pediatric data on seizures to help predict and thereby manage seizures in children. And the app uses the video feature in 3 daily surveys. So the users are prompted to take videos of seizures happening to their children and upload this to the app. Or they can also report previous seizures that have already occurred with symptoms. And this data is then further analyzed to predict an oncoming seizure. So this app allows users to even consent on the app itself. So they don't have to go anywhere. You can eConsent, sign up on the screen and get a consent PDF delivered to your inbox. So eConsent is taken care of by this app. And interestingly, this app also has a Spanish version. So, the language barrier is not there for you participants. So there's a fast Spanish version of this app as well. So as you can see, Expand is a platform that can be leveraged for a wide variety of remote data collection. You can leverage it for doing eConsent. You can collect all sorts of data, video, audio, text, images. You can track activities. Yeah, you can track, use steps. You can track heartbeat, BP, whatever that your wearable can track. You can pull it into this platform using sensors and wearables and much more. So very exciting stuff here with study apps that have successfully collected data using this platform. With that, I will now hand over to Suhail to take us through the making of an app. And we can then see how the app appears on the mobile side as well. Suhail, over to you.
Thank you, Priya. Hello, everybody. My name is Mir Suhail. I'm working with TrialX for around 8 years now. So initially, I started working with TrialX in the year 2015, and that, like, the very first project for me that was very exciting. We started creating a cross-platform app called App America Walks. That was back when Apple first announced their launch of their survey library called ResearchKit. So we went to a dashboard. We did some brainstorm and came up with an ideas. Hey, there is no such thing for Android. What should we do about it? Okay, so scratch our brains and we got with an idea. Let's create an Android port of ResearchKit. So So this is my device here. I have a bunch of apps installed. So one of the apps expands. So I click on the app. The app is getting loaded. This is the join screen. I click on the join study. So this is the pre-screen questionnaire being shown to me. So I click next. Are you above 18 years of age? Yes. Next. Are you the resident of United States? Yes. Okay, you are eligible to go into the study. The next screens are being shown to me. These are all the informed consent screens that we configured. Study benefits, short description, long description. I go next. Data collection screens, the purpose of the study, all the screens that I have configured for the app, study risks, statement of confidentiality, privacy statement, data usage policies, withdrawal, contact information, some custom screens. Okay, now system is giving me review of all the informed consent sections that are there in the app. I can review the consent section screens, move down, and if everything looks okay to me, you can see I make some edits while showing you how to configure the informed consent screen that is displayed here. I click agree. Okay. Now the app is asking me to enter my like basic information like my name, last names, my email. I click next, and now using my finger, I can actually sign here. And when I click next, the consent process is complete. So the next thing app will do is send me the PDF copy of this informed consent screen. So after completing the informed consent, app is showing me the onboarding screen where I can select my gender. The onboarding survey had only one question. Okay, app is taking some time to fetch all the surveys. Okay, so that is done. The first screen is being shown to me is the connection to variables and sensors. I can come back to it later. The first thing I'm showing you is the track dashboard screen. So on this screen, you can basically check all the track activities, all the surveys that like you are supposed to complete. For example, I have to complete this monthly progress track. This is the once in a month survey. I have the weekly medication survey, which I have to complete once in a week. I have this symptoms daily, which I can complete any number of times. So, and all the way down, you can see this mood assessment survey that is due from 9 a.m. in the morning till 9 p.m. in the evening. And in my time zone here, I'm in India, it's 11:06 here. So this survey is no longer like enabled for me now. And at the bottom, you can see a list of these active tasks that I've showed you already. Now, what I'm doing is I'll click one of the surveys. This is the free text input here. The next question is the scale type question that I also showed you how to configure. You can, using your finger, you can drag on the scale and select the value. This is the time input question where you have to input time. Okay. This is the multi-select checkbox question. This is the single select radio question. Okay, so once this next gets converted to done, that means I have completed all the surveys. I click done and the survey is completed. And it's also showing me the last field. When did I complete it last time? I can show you one more survey, monthly progress track. So this is the single select drop down. Again, the free text input. Now check this scale type question. The minimum value is selected as 1, not 0, which is also configurable from the app itself, sorry, web itself. Okay. There's this instruction screen. I click done and I completed my survey, and this survey got logged for the whole month now. So this was about the surveys and how you can answer the surveys on your mobile device. Now, based on the study requirements, you can check, like you want to send some survey to the people. You don't have to like hustle how we will do it. You have to come here, configure an app. Like once your participants install the app, you can configure the surveys, send it to them, and they can complete the surveys while sitting and relaxing at home. And one more important thing is, like your study requirement wants you to add one more survey. So that's pretty much easy. You go to the expand web dashboard, configure a survey, publish it, and this survey will get pushed to all the participants. The participants won't have to, you won't have to send a new app build to all the participants for them to install the new build and then complete the survey. Now I'm talking about the reaction tag to tasks. So one of the exercises I'm going to show you is this tapping speed. Okay, you'll have to, using 2 fingers, you'll have to tap. Okay, got completed. So this is all about the surveys and the active tasks, and this the progress bar is showing me the progress of like how I'm doing in the study. I've completed 3 surveys, 1 active task in the app so far. The timeline is showing me what was due, what is pending, and what I have completed so far. And then we have the insights section in the app. You can create graphs and charts of the data that people are capturing currently. I don't have much data there, so it's empty. And then we also talked about those variables and sensors. So I'm going to go here. For example, I want the participants to like send the steps data to us. So they go here, like this Apple Research Kit. Now Apple Research Health Kit is asking me for the permission. I select heart rate, sleep, steps. Okay, I allow. Okay, the connection is made. Now my app will start syncing my heart rate data, my steps data, and my study can then infer graphs and charts out of it. So far so good. The next section I'm going is this settings. So settings basically lists the study duration. When did you join the study? If you want to check the informed consent screen that we filled, you can see here the whole PDF of that, and then the signature that I made, etc. You can export it and like save it, a copy of it. Yeah, so this is about it, how you can configure and expand app, and then how the app looks on your device. So any questions so far?
Thank you, Suhail. That was a good demo. I'll share. Okay, I'll just share my screen. We have some questions that have come up. So let's just go to those. Yeah, so the first question from Christy, she wants to know, will it be possible to receive a recording of this presentation? Christy, the recording will be made available on the same link as the webinar that you're watching. Kate wants to know, can standardized survey questions be added? Yes, Kate, standardized survey questions can be added if you share us the whichever survey you want to configure into your app. We can make that possible. Kate also wants to know, is there a limit to the number of questions? No, there are no limit to the number of questions. Suhail, am I right in that?
You're right. In fact, we have a survey that had around 120 questions, so that's possible.
Yeah. Another question from Kate. Do survey responses save if the participant only half completes in one sitting? So Sohail, you want to take that?
That is in the pipeline. Yeah, that is possible. That's not an issue.
Thank you. The next question from Kate is, does the app prompt people to complete and send reminders if they don't? So Kate, if you want reminders to be sent when a survey is not completed, we can configure that. Like Sohail was showing you what all kind of notifications can be sent. So we can actually configure the notification that will go out if somebody does not fill in their surveys. In fact, one of the seizure prediction app actually does that. It gives you a window to fill in the survey, and if you don't fill it in, it sends out a notification. Kareem wants to know, if you're running a trial on mental health, will the app produce a red flag or some other notification if the patient's symptoms have deteriorated according to an outcome measure? He clarifies that by this I mean, will it alert the study team or clinician that a patient has deteriorated? Suhail, is that possible on Expand?
So what we were talking about is one side of the story, the data collection part of it. Now, what Kareem is trying to get is like how you can infer the information out of the data. So that is possible. So we can monitor the data, and like whatever metrics they send us, based on that, the study teams can be alerted.
Okay, Kareem, I hope that answers your question. So if you have any specific metric that you want to, use as a threshold, but after which you know that the patient is deteriorating, we can, configure that into the app. Kate wants to know, does a participant need internet access to complete the surveys? So Kate, they don't need internet access to complete the survey. Like when so in a situation where they're still filling in the surveys, when there's no internet, it gets stored in the cache, and when they come back online, it gets pushed into the server. So that's how it works. Kate also wants to know, is the participant prompted out with the app to complete the survey, or do they have to remember to open the app? Yeah, now this could be a challenge at times, Kate, because if it's a long study going on, and if you have daily surveys and weekly surveys, I don't think this is a problem. But if it's a monthly survey, we may have to send out notification to remind people also. So that's one thing. Hendrika wants to know, does it only work with Garmin and Apple wearables, or also with wearables from other companies? Hendrika, we can actually pull in data from a whole bunch of wearables and sensors. So here you can add any wearable or sensor which has an API which we can actually access. I think we can pull in the data. So here you wanted to add some things more here?
Yeah, so Garmin's and Apple Watches, like that was an example. So we also support Samsung Health, we support Hexoskin. That is the like wearable vest. We support Fitbit. We used to support Misfit and a bunch of other like wearables out there in the market. So to give you the like basic sense, we had indicated Garmin and Apple Watch.
Okay, thank you, Suhail. Where is the data stored, and can it be automatically downloaded into RedCap? So the data is stored in our servers, which are extremely, under secure servers with very little access for everybody. So it's all. Suhail, you want to add where and whether the data can be downloaded into the RedCap?
So data can be exported by the research teams, but cannot be downloaded directly into the RedCap, but they can export them and then they can push them to the RedCap.
Kate's next question is, where does a notification go? To the participant's phone or text message?
No, it comes as a push notification that goes in the participant's phone.
Thank you. Thank you for all these questions. I hope we were able to answer most of them. Any other questions? So thanks everybody for attending We as a team, we've been working with mobile research apps, as Suhail said, for quite a few years now. And I think the pandemic has changed has posed quite a few unique challenges to our clinical trial community. We have seen that mobile health technology being leveraged successfully during this time. We anticipate that decentralized clinical trials will adopt mobile health technology for eConsent, ePROs, tracking activity integrations with wearables, device sensors, being able to send notifications and engagement. If you are planning a study app, please feel free to drop me a line. I'm Priya at TrialX.com, and we can discuss and leverage, expand capabilities for your app. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Suhail. Thanks,
Everybody. Thanks, Priya. Have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you.